The Solarian desert was a graveyard, not of bones all, though there were enough of those, but of hope. Once, it had been a lush plain where the Solarian people harvested golden grains that shimmered like sunlight. But then the great blight came, a sweeping fungal plague that blackened the soil, twisted the roots, and turned the region into cracked red wasteland spanning nearly 600,000 kilometers for 200 years. Every species in the Galactic Union had attempted to fix it. They failed: terraformers, gravimetric engineers, atmospheric sculptors. Every attempt burned billions of credits and achieved nothing. The soil was dead. The bacteria were dead. Even the hardiest off-world crops withered the moment they touched the cursed land. So when humanity arrived, latecomers to the galactic stage, mocked for their primitive tools, their stubbornness, their reckless bravery, no one expected much. Certainly not when the humans said, "We're going to fix your dessert." The Solarian Senate laughed. The Union scientists politely nodded and prepared their failure reports. And when the human ecologist in charge, Dr. Alina Hart, wheeled in a crate of writhing insects, the Galactic Council nearly called security. The Solarian High Senator bared his crystalline teeth. "Humans, what is this? Some kind of joke?" Dr. Hart smiled. "No joke. These are schistocerca Earth locusts." The hall erupted. Absurd. Outrageous. Release pests into a dead ecosystem. Are humans mad? Not all of them were wrong. Humans were a little mad. It was their secret weapon. Dr. Hart simply adjusted her glasses. "You've tried machines, technology, terraforming beams, atmospheric manipulation, but you forgot the most powerful force in the universe." She tapped the glass crate. "Biology." The Senate mocked them for hours. But, to the shock of the galaxy, the Solarian Emperor, old, frail, but wiser than most, lifted a trembling claw and said, "Let them try." And so, under the blazing white suns of Solaris, 100 human researchers marched into the dead desert, carrying billions of locust eggs. Asterisk. The reclamation begins. The desert wind screamed like an ancient beast as humans unloaded crates across the wasteland. Elena's assistant, Jace Morgan, wiped sweat from his brow. "You really think they'll take?" he asked. Elena crouched and pushed her fingers into the dust. "It's not soil," she murmured. "It's sterile as asteroid rock." Then her eyes gleamed. "But locusts don't need soil. They only need biomass. And we brought plenty." Behind them, trucks opened, revealing tons of dried alfalfa, imported from Earth's food for the initial swarm. The plan was what many galactic scientists would later describe as the most insane, reckless, brilliant ecological intervention ever recorded. The locusts hatched in hours, triggered by carefully simulated humidity bursts. Billions of tiny green bodies erupted like a tidal wave. They devoured every grain of alfalfa. Then they entered their next phase. They began producing waste nutrient-rich organic matter. Humans had engineered them to excrete at 10 times the rate of normal insects. Galaxy experts stared at the data and whispered, "They're terraforming with bugs." Exactly. Human ingenuity at its finest. Asterisk. The Shiften, the 5th day. The first change came. A Solarian patrol officer was gliding above the desert when she saw color green, a thin film of it. She reported her findings trembling. By day 7, the green had spread like spilled paint across the dunes. Not plants, yet just bacteria. rapidly feeding on the organic substrate the locusts produced. Bacteria seeded by humans, engineered to oxygenate the soil. The Solarian scientists were stunned. This should be impossible. On day 10, the desert smelled different, no longer dry and dead, but earthy, rich, alive. On day 14, the first hardy shrubs sprouted by day 20. The desert was unrecognizable, but that wasn't the shocking part. Not yet, the revelation 200 years ago. The fungal blight had been declared incurable, sentient, intelligent even. A parasitic ecosystem killer. But as the locusts mass-produced biomass, it awakened something buried under the wasteland, a dormant microbe, one the ancient Solarian texts described as the first life-bringer. It's what had originally made the plains flourish millennia ago. The blight had overpowered it, but the locusts revived it. The microbe spread explosively, riding the locust waste, merging with human bacteria. Cleansing the blight at the molecular level, Galactic scientists stared as readings came in. Impossible. It's purging the fungal spores. It's reoxygenating the soil at planetary scale. This changes everything. And then the Emperor himself arrived, his glassy scales shimmering, carried by attendants across the growing fields. He kneeled. Actual tears formed in his crystalline eyes. "Alina Hart," he whispered. "Humanity has done what no empire, no machine, no super civilization achieved. You have given us back our world." Behind her, locusts swarmed in shimmering golden waves, living symphony of motion. The galaxy reacts news exploded across the Union. Human terraformers revive dead world with locusts. Solarian desert returns to life, thanks to Earth insects. Humanity's biological mastery shocks Council. The Vesk coalition demanded replication rights. The Arcanay theocracy accused humans of playing gods. The Trade Federation offered humans a 1 trillion credit terraforming contract. Humanity, who just decades ago had joined the Galactic Union as the primitive newcomers, suddenly held the most valuable ecological technology in the galaxy. But Alina had her own goal. She pointed to the desert, rippling with grass for the first time in centuries. "This belongs to the Solarians," she said simply. "We did this because someone had to." The last miracle. On day 30, the entire research team stood atop a dune, watching as clouds formed. Actual clouds. Moisture pulled from the new vegetation. Cool air rising. The atmosphere rebalancing, then rain. The first rainfall in 2 centuries. The Solarian crowds fell to their knees. Some prayed, some screamed. The Emperor spread his arms and let the water fall over him, his crystalline skin glowing. Jace turned to Alina. "Did we really just do that?" She nodded. "Humans are stubborn. When we decide to fix something, we fix it." He laughed breathlessly. "And all it took was 1 billion locusts." "1 billion locusts," she said softly. "And a species crazy enough to believe we could change the galaxy." Epilogue. HFY months later. The once dead desert had become a sprawling plain of gold and green, feeding 6 Solarian cities. The Galactic Union established a new scientific discipline: human pattern, biological terraforming, HPBT, and the humans. They didn't ask for reward. They just smiled when alien children ran through fields of grain that had once been nothing but dust and death. Because in the end, humans didn't release locusts into a desert. They released hope into a dying world. Asterisk.